The purpose of grievance investigation is exactly that. It's to investigate a grievance that a member of staff at work has initiated. And grievances and fairness at works, especially in today's climate, are escalating, and they cost the United Kingdom billions and billions of pounds a year. And employment tribunals have often come back in feedback to say that the report that is submitted around the grievance investigation and the investigation itself, you could run holes through it, that there's bias, that there's assumption, and that there's an awful lot of opinion in there. And an investigation needs to be based on fact and on the evidence presented, and it needs to keep a sterile corridor between the person that's investigating it and opinion and supposition. Quite often, because it is challenging, it is difficult, there needs to be fairness and consistency. If you imagine that you are dealing with emotions and feelings that are running very, very high, some people actually, it's almost like an umbilical cord, will carry a suitcase with them of papers around the grievance where they feel so aggrieved. And one can become almost obsessed with it, and understandably so. People are very hurt, very upset. And good old Sherlock Holmes, here he is from Baker Street. An investigation, if it's based on fact, if it's based on evidence, if it's done openly, if it's transparent, if it's done in all honesty, if it's done fairly, most people, not all, but most people will at least see that their grievance has been investigated thoroughly. I was a senior investigating officer within the police. I then, if you like, transcended into investigating grievances. The reason I was asked to start looking at grievance investigation was that there were some submissions that were very opinionated. So I suppose that the distinction between investigating a grievance and investigating a crime is that in a criminal court it has to be beyond all reasonable doubt. In an employment tribunal, it's like the civil side, it has to be based on probabilities. So that is the one difference. But that is the golden nugget. Where I have been trained to look at everything and to actually present a case that is based on beyond all reasonable doubt. That is the edge when you're investigating a grievance. If you look at it, that this is what has happened based on the evidence presented to me, and all I'm doing is reporting back on a fair and ethical investigation, that actually gives closure to a lot of originators and also looks after the company and the organisation that are the ones that are actually investigating it.